Last Christmas, we had this grandmother come in with her grandkids, and she came straight up to us at the register and told us that she'd gone to one of our family support centers, and she needed help finding clothes for her grandson. She was the guardian of her grandkids. She was the only person in their life, and she was working 2 jobs. So she was kind of stressed. We had like an hour left of being open for that day. I directed her to our clothing sections for boys' clothes, and she shopped through that for a while, and they kind of went through and tried them on, and they weren't having any luck on that. So she was just kind of getting increasingly frustrated with that. So she pulled me aside and told me he was wearing a hand-me-down coat that was just worn out. It had holes in it. It didn't zip up, and the kids were giving him a hard time at school about it. So when she told me that, I knew I had to do something to make it right. So I went back in our bay and went through the donations that had been sorted that day but hadn't been tagged. And I was just kind of like praying, just please let me find something that'll work for this kid, that'll look good and be clean and, make him feel better about his day going to school. And I found this North Face that was like an electric green, and it was like a young adult size, but he was a big kid. So I brought that out to him. It hadn't even been tagged yet, and brought it out, had him try it on, and we had a mirror, and he kind of was putting it on and trying it on, and then he went from being just kind of a little bit shy, a little bit down on things that day, to just lighting up and changing his whole demeanor. And that's kind of when the waterworks started for his grandma, just of joy and relief about that. And that kind of brought home for me what we do in the agency, that this was a teamwork effort from our FSCs and our TurnStyles department to just make sure that this lady had support. And that's just kind of stuck with me, because that was a week before Christmas.